Many people grow older, yet few manage to become healthier on the way.
This is one of the most persistent myths, but how you can fill your life with quality, that's what you'll find out now. Through mindful breathing, smart nutrition, and deliberate movement, you can achieve exactly that.
And make sure to stick around until the very end, because that's when you'll truly understand the secret behind healthy longevity. What's a smart and effective approach to eating for healthy longevity? In truth, it's actually quite straightforward. Increase the plant-based portion of your diet and reduce the animal-based portion. In my opinion, the more plants you include, the better, and the fewer animal products, the better as well. So, starting now, aim for 250 grams of fruit each day, ideally in the form of berries, and 400 to 450 grams of vegetables. This simple change can have a significant impact on your health, especially green vegetables, leafy greens, and also cabbage varieties, of course, paired with whole grains for balanced nutrition. It's best to choose ancient grains like emmer, einkorn, or spelt, but you can also include rice in your diet for added variety and balance. White rice is great for those who might have some stomach issues, but for those with a healthy stomach, whole grain rice is the best option. But whole grains are also highly recommended because they are packed with a lot of proteins, nutrients, and benefits. Sprouted grains include quinoa, amaranth, buckwheat, and they taste absolutely delicious and satisfying. And there's a nice variety to pick for your diet. And then there's also another great source of protein, because we need protein. It's the building block of our body. Perfectly suited are the legumes. What are legumes now? Quite simply, these are the lentils, these are the peas, these are the beans, the soybeans, and also the peanuts. So that's the best protein source. And if you also want good fats, then treat yourself to a handful of nuts every day. Nuts are extremely good. They have those really great healthy fats your body needs. Valuable omega-3 fatty acids, but also in a good balance with omega-6 fatty acids, because we need both just in the right proportions. And that's why you should have a small handful of nuts, because nuts, by the way, are pretty much the top nuts out there. But the others are great too, of course. And then there are all the incredible spices, naturally, freshly harvested, wonderful, but also the dried ones. And when you think on the weekend, oh, now it's finally time for a piece of fish or meat. Yes, gladly, just like our grandparents used to do. Otherwise, I stick to plant-based foods, and on the weekend, occasionally animal-based foods, but in a healthy way. Then you'll achieve a truly smart and well-balanced diet overall.
What is targeted movement? Targeted movement is precisely the type of activity that counterbalances our lack of movement in daily life. And it's very deliberate. It addresses pain throughout the entire body, from head to toe, hips, back, shoulders. All these areas begin to ache and become stiff because we move too little and in a very restricted manner. If you now fill these gaps of inactivity with the exercises from this book, you can effectively transform your movement profile into a more active, balanced, and ultimately healthier physical state overall, which, by the way, will influence your state of mind. Balance things out in such a way that the pain doesn't even arise in the first place, because the body doesn't need to warn you about potential damage that could occur. And you can achieve all of this by knowing exactly which movements are present or missing in which areas of the body, and then specifically balancing them out. They are balanced out through stretching, and in this stretching there is also strengthening involved, because the muscles shouldn't just be long and flexible, it should also be strong to function effectively. And you'll discover all of this within an exercise package that encompasses everything you need. And you'll find all this knowledge in our new book, Living Well for Longer. For this book, I've compiled a program for the first time consisting of 7 exercises. And these 7 exercises correct what tends to go most wrong in everyday life. Sitting, sleeping in wrong or unsuitable positions, and all the movement we often neglect in our daily routines, it's all addressed in this program, and through it, the body is gradually restored to its full health and balance. with all the movements necessary to ensure it feels truly at ease. To make it more tangible, picture yourself standing in a tree, overwhelmed by a burning desire to reach out and firmly grasp that apple. Today you go to the fridge, open it, and reach inside. Certain movement angles are simply missing in our daily lives, and that applies to the entire body.
Yeah, why is conscious breathing so important? Look, we all ask, did you sleep well, eat well? But have you ever thought to ask your friends, good morning? How's it going with you? How is your breath today? Of course not. Breathing is the most important source of energy, and yet, on average, we only use about 50% of it. And that has significant consequences because breathing is the key to our emotional well-being. It's the key to unlocking our mental abilities, enhancing our performance, and achieving happiness. Look, every single emotion, the yogis understood this ages ago, and modern science has now confirmed it as well. Each emotion aligns with a specific breathing rhythm. How do you breathe when you're relaxed, slow, and deep? How do you breathe when you're angry, short, and gasping? The fascinating thing is, nature has designed it this way. It's not a one-way street. So, if I focus on my breathing, I can actively influence my emotions. I become emotionally intelligent, and that is also a crucial key to achieving professional success. And then happiness. In our happiest moments, we are fully in the present. But can we force ourselves into the present moment? Can we strain ourselves to get there? Take a look at a sleepless night, for example. Ever had a sleepless night? We toss and turn, then can't keep saying, I must sleep, and right now. Do you fall asleep then? Exactly, not really. On a mental level, the rule applies. The more I resist something, the more it takes hold. But your breath, it's always in the present moment. Take a moment right now to observe your breath closely. How do you breathe? When we observe our breath, its quality already begins to change. We begin to breathe deeper, more calmly, and with greater intensity, fully aware. And then the breath serves as a key to step into the present moment. The pendulum of the mind, which swings toward the future or the past, quiets down when you observe the breath. The breath is always now. You can't say, I'm too busy today, I'll breathe tomorrow. And when you consciously focus on your breath, the mind effortlessly shifts into the present moment, into the now. There, we're more creative, happier, and efficient.
And what is the secret to a healthy, long life? Clearly, it's about understanding these three areas, because each one is incredibly valuable on its own. But when combined, they become even more powerful. They multiply into something truly extraordinary, namely an abundance of vibrant health, joy, and lasting happiness throughout this life. And hopefully for a very long time. But the real question remains, how do you achieve that? Because quite often there's a barrier where people already hold that knowledge deep within themselves. You know it now too, but when it comes to putting it into practice, that's where we did something truly unique and special.
Yes, I believe that when knowledge is put into practice, it becomes wisdom. And we're all familiar with the implementation trap. Maybe you've already set some things for the new year and then, well, sometimes it works out, but often it doesn't. 91% of the time, people fail to act on what they've planned. There are good reasons for that, and we take a close look at them in the book. We also go a step further. We help you with the methods that have helped us implement what's good for you.
And then it gets really interesting because that's when you'll experience little miracles. Not ones that come from above, but ones you've worked for yourself, ensuring that things keep getting better for you in the long run. Life keeps improving more and more.
And what does that create for you? A lot. Maybe a longer life. But wouldn't it already be wonderful if the life you have simply became richer? More energy, more moments of happiness, more health, more joy in life, and even greater fulfillment in every single day.
Pleasure. And to help you implement all of this, that's why we created our new book, Live Long and Well. It's set to release on May 28th, and you can already pre-order it now.